either direct to the witness or to counsel. You need to do that under 2 minutes. Senator Veronica Maina.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I will ask directly to the witness. I want you to go to page 17. Let's say from page 13 to 17. The one that has the system audit logs and the username that you chose to apply together with the password. It is true that that username, being the IPPD number,
yes,
together with ID, was information that was available to the Secretariat at the Assembly.
True.
It was available.
Yes.
Meaning anybody would have accessed if they had that information, like from the finance department where payments are made.
But they were not aware about the link that I sent to the members and the username that they were using.
I'm asking you if that information was available and somebody had the link, because the proceedings were public, everybody knew that motion was happening.
Yes.
They could easily access.
That is true.
The platform, this electronic voting system that you created, when did you create it?
We started immediately when the standing orders were amended, and we didn't know when the division will come, so we were not so fast in doing it.
I asked, when did you create it? A week before, 2 days before?
2 days before is when we made it live.
In your ICT policy, you
yes.
said you have an ICT policy.
Yeah, we have.
In Kericho.
We have.
In your ICT policy, what process does that system, is that subsystem?
Senator Enoch Wambua.
So thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will ask my 2 or 3 questions to the IT expert. First, I want to know whether the IP address is assigned to a gadget or to an individual.
The IP address, under the IP address, the first two numbers, that is like 105.106, is assigned to the network. That is to the network. Then the rest is assigned to the gadget.
Mr. Speaker, I asked that question because I also have some knowledge on IT. It is impossible to get more than one login using the same credentials at the same time. If you have logged in
yes.
using whatever password you have used or whatever IPPD address you've been assigned, you have to log out and log in afresh.
That is true.
You cannot log in twice at the same time. And yet I see on page 13 of volume 4A, there is a person that has logged in twice at the same time, voted 2 seconds later, and until this document was brought to us, that person is still logged in. They did not log out. I want to understand from the IT expert, how is it that there are some people that logged in and logged out?
Senator Kathuri.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have 2 issues, Mr. Speaker. One is maybe a comment on the application that was requested by the Governor's Council, whether she should release it now or later after we clear with the witness. If not, then I have a question for the witness. He has alluded to the fact that this system was never tested before by the MCAs. And you know, not everybody is an ICT expert. Actually, it is today I'm learning that Senator Wambua has some knowledge in ICT. I thought he's just a journalist. Myself, I'm an environmentalist, so I'm not an IT expert. Therefore, I'm asking the administrator of the system, why did you not test the system with your client, the MCAs, before you went to the vote? Because for sure, even ourselves, we have a system in this house, but we didn't even some orientation when the system was installed in the both houses of parliament. So why did you go that route? Did you put this system just specifically for the vote of the impeachment motion? And if you are not accurate or you are not sure whether it will work, or members won't be able to use it, why couldn't you go the manual way? Because members were in the chamber and they could have voted in a very verifiable manner. Thank you, Speaker.
Senator Onyonka. Senator Richard Onyonka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to go back to the clarification I wanted to seek. You made a presentation and I got halfway through and I felt I actually didn't get what I expected you to educate me on. How many people, according to you, voted?
33.
33 people?
Yes.
Okay.
Senator Mungatana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we also have our voting system, like the Deputy Speaker has said. What is not clear to me is that how, and I want you to clarify to me, we are 47, like you are 47
Yes.
in your place when we are doing some voting. And we take only like 2 minutes. When the system starts operating, it's like 2 minutes, 60 seconds. In fact, 60 seconds, everyone has voted. Now, you say it is 5 minutes for you. I'm wondering, okay, your standing orders allows for 5 minutes. But then you tell us you had 11 minutes, 44 seconds. What was happening in between here? Is this system really foolproof? And then you say you are camping in the system as the systems administrator. Is it really foolproof? I want you to clear to me and make me confident that there was nothing fishy going on between that period of time. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kajuang.
Mr. Speaker, for the record, I'm an IT expert with verifiable credentials and background. Mr. Speaker, my friend in the profession, there are 4 MCAs who it is contested that whether they voted or not. 3 of them, Chepkirui Edna Tonui, Bosubet Kibet Hillary, and Martin Kiplangat, had the same IP on voting, 41, 139, 237, 129. Could you explain how that occurred? And if you are challenged to provide the MAC addresses of the devices they were using, are you able to provide that to differentiate the votes of the 3? And then finally, I listened in amazement as Counsel for County Assembly say that they copied and pasted logs. Mr. Speaker, in 2017, a similar matter came up before the Supreme Court. It was established that logs can only be verifiable if they're extracted in the presence of both parties. And so, Mr. Speaker, it's very difficult to admit logs that have been generated by one party, copied and pasted, and where counsel even admits that there are errors as far as they are concerned. Is the County Assembly willing to extract the logs in the presence of the governor and the presence of an independent witness provided by the Senate, as was established in 2017? Thank you.
Senator Chiranke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm not an ICT expert, so I will ask basic questions. I'm a lawyer. Mr. Witness, and I request that you write down, does it mean, I have heard the assertion that there are some MCAs who have Mulika Mwizi phones. Does this SMS link are able to send to Mulika Mwizi phones, the one for voting? Number two, in Standing Order number 77 was adopted and passed by the House in October 2024. Does it mean that the County Assembly has an obligation to train the MCAs from Standing Order number 1, all the standing orders in the standing orders of Kericho County Assembly? And finally, I have seen, that's clarity. Does it mean the IPPD and ID numbers that belong to MCAs through the Speaker, does it mean that those numbers are available to the public? Public meaning people who work outside. For example, does the governor and the county government, the county executive of Kericho are aware of the IPPD and ID numbers of the MCAs within the county assembly? And finally, Speaker, on this issue of, you have seen on volume 1, page 6, that there are some MCAs who did not go with the phones into the chamber. After the adoption of Standing Order 77, were they aware that they were supposed to receive their links or SMS links in their phones? I yield, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Mogeni.
Yes, sorry, I just want clarification, page 31. Did you say that the IP address that looks similar, these MCAs voted from the same gadget?
We have the static IP within the chambers.
Did they use the same gadget, the same laptop? These three who were assisted?
With the static IP, it can allow multiple users to log in using that static. It doesn't.
Same gadget?
Maybe the person who was inside the chambers can confirm how they voted.
Okay. If you were to assist one MCA, roughly how many minutes does it take? One who doesn't understand the system.
Like a minute.
A minute?
Yes.
Now, finally, there is one who was assisted at 1922.27 seconds, and the next one was assisted at 1922.33 seconds. Can you move from one MCA to another within 5 seconds?
Which one was that?
Excuse me. Can you assist two MCAs within 5 seconds?
Kindly refer to the volume, please.
I said at page 31,
yes.
You assisted an MCA at 1922.27 seconds.
Yes.
And the next one, 1922.33. That means the difference of 5 seconds.
That is the issue of the static IP. It can allow multiple devices to log in using the same IP.
You know, I'm referring, the IP address is the same.
Yes.
The explanation is that the gadget was one. They were using the same gadgets, unless we are lost. That's the clarification I need from you. You need to convince me what happened. IP address is the same, and the time taken is 5 seconds. If you convince me, I'll be persuaded. I'm lost there. Do you get me?
Yes, I do.
Would you want to respond to it, or you respond later as you respond to that?
Oh, okay.
That should be easy.
The only clarification is that
Senator,
the use of
witness,
static. Yes.
Witness,
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Let me make it easier. The senator is referring to the assisted MCAs. If they're not assisted, then they can log in at the same time because they're not assisted.
Yes.
But these ones were being assisted.
I
so you assist one,
yes.
you clear with one, then you go assist the other one. Now his concern is the efficiency that was deployed in that in assisting.
We had two ICT officers within the chambers. And we have the static IP. I think the issue came from the static IP that we are using in the chambers.
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Alfred Korir,
yes.
You have truly impressed me with your honesty when you are responding to the question raised by the two young lawyers from the governor's side. I would like you to uphold that standard. And the question is this. Cybersecurity expects the highest standards. The reason why end-to-end encryption is the standard, specifically to address what is disturbing us now, namely to make it impossible for unauthorized persons to access the system.
Yes.
So given that you honestly accepted that your system is not foolproof, do you still want the Senate to use your evidence to remove the governor when it was porous? That's question number one. The last question, since you've said you're the expert, who asked you to advise the County Assembly of Kericho to use a system which you, the expert, knew was porous?
Senator Beatrice Akinyi.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Speaker. Other than policies of the Kericho County, e-voting systems must comply with other national existing legal and regulatory frameworks. Is there any nationally that you think you may not have complied with?
Senator Thangwa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Yes, it is true. An assembly can have a static IP address. That is the router. But that router will give different IP addresses to all the gadgets. So you cannot have an IP address the same from each gadget. I'm an IT expert. My question is, yeah, verified. My question is, it is hypothetical, Mr. Speaker. From the IT department of Kericho Assembly, can you recommend your system to IEBC so that probably they can use this system in the next general election? That's one. And question number two, Mr. Speaker, question number two, we have seen that one IP address voted about 9 times. My question is to the Council for the Governor. Are these 9 people who are voted for the one who have already done an affidavit to say they were voted for? Those are my questions. But Mr. Speaker, this is a classic case of a proxy voting system. Thank you.
Senator Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. To the witness, the matter before the Senate is for us to determine whether there was a valid vote taken in respect of the impeachment of the governor, how many MCS voted, and I would want you to indicate how many MCS were present, how many voted, and can you confirm that nobody voted for any MCA? Is that evidence before us?
Senator Kisang, order Senator for Nairobi County.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, mine are 2 questions. Question number 1 is, who made the decision to use a system that had not been used before on a critical matter like this? Secondly, as the County Assembly of Kericho, are you registered as a data processor and data controller or not? Number 3 is, as an IT expert, yourself and myself, I have 34 years of practice. Did you send the IBPD numbers an IT number, an ID numbers as bulk, or you sent to each person individually? And what was the use of using? Because I believe each MCA, they know their own IBBD numbers and they know their IDs. Do you have a system also to regularly assist the MCAs to change their passwords? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Eddy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The expert in the House, yesterday when you argued on the principles and requirements of a secure e-system, you argued that ID was the best to use for password generation. Yet we know that any member of the public's ID numbers are everywhere in the county documents. So why was there no other, or do you have any other way that you could be able to have given password access? For instance, generation of OTPs, so that it is a second layer verification. Number two, this was the first time you are adjusting the existing system to a voting system. And therefore you say that you designed this system to meet that in the shortest time possible. In an event where Senator Kajwang has asked for us to access the logs, and the governor said to access the logs, in an event where you cannot share with us that, can you share with us a rational unified process, especially looking at the project duration and software increments that you did? Can you share with us that in this house, or can you take us through your RUP process?
Senator Lelegwe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Alfred, I want to point you to page 12, where it's contained, where message confirmation report is contained on electronic voting link. In that page, I wanted you to confirm whether that link is manually or system generated.
Are you done, Senator?
Two, if it's system generated, why is entry number 13 a 25-digit number while all others are 24-digit number?
Senator Chute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. To the witness, it is your evidence that you said each member takes a minute. And on page 29 to page 32, 9 persons voted on the same IP address. And it is your evidence also, said there are 2 devices in the premises. So the IP address is on a particular device. So my question is, unless you want us to remove the governor on a flimsy excuse, why should you use the same IP address? That takes 1 minute for each person. That is already 9 minutes. How is it possible that these people took 9 minutes to vote on the same IP address? Definitely they've used a system. So tell this Honorable House, how did it happen that you used 9 minutes for 9 persons? Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to know from the witness, for how long have they been using the electronic voting system in the County Assembly of Kericho? That is point number 1. Number 2, I also wanted to know, in the event of system failure, which system have they kept in place to assist the members of County Assembly of Kericho to vote? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Bwana Speaker. Swali langu ni kwa mkurugenzi wa IT. Hii ni mara ya pili ya kutumua gavana wa Kericho. Na unajua kuna 200. Katika kona zote kila kitu yote siku hizi ni IT. Kama ni kwa election, kama ni nini, siku hizi watu wanarudi kwa numbers. Na kama ulikuwa unataka kusaidia watu wa Kericho na Kenya mzima, kwa nini wakati kazi ilianza ya kufoti, wakati system ileta shida, kwa sababu macho yote ilikuwa kwa wewe, hata kama uko ndani ya shamba, kwa nini au kusimamisha mara moja ndio uweze kusema system ni mbaya, ndio uweze kusema kuwaambia, kwa sababu wakati wa voting ndio uweze waende kusema kutafuta watu wawili wa kusema yes na no wasimamishwe pale, ndio waweze kupata 200. Bwana Speaker, swali langu ni hilo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. My question to the witness is, I want to know if this Peter on page 15 of volume 4A and 16 and 17 who tried to log in so many times and the login failed, if he was ever assisted to vote. And I would also want to ask, this is a very heavy matter of impeachment, and when we look at the system, it had problems. How come you continued with it and allowed MCS to vote through the same system which had difficulties in voting for an impeachment? This is a heavy matter. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wamatinga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question goes to the IT expert. You know, in the age of cybersecurity, I waited for you to mention what kind of firewalls you had put to ensure that we do not have unlawful intrusion. If you did have such a firewall, would you kindly provide us with the logs that showed that there were people who attempted to log in and they were actually denied entry? The second question is, why was it not easy for you to use randomly generated passwords instead of you designated passwords to the MCAs which could be manipulated? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Shakila.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is unfortunate today we are doing the job or the work of the MCAs on how they voted, whether they voted or not, which is not our work as a Senate, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we can as well call those the MCAs to come and vote here to establish the truth of the matter, because it seems now the doubt is how they voted, who didn't vote, and how many times, which is not our work. We are here, when a governor is brought here, we look at the issues and impeach the governor, or we save him. But now we are doing the work of the MCAs, Mr. Speaker. That is not the work of this House. It is very unfortunate. We either bring those MCAs here to vote before the eyes of the senators to establish the truth of the matter and close this case once and for all. Thank you, Mr.
Senator
Speaker.
Wakoli.
No question there.
Asante.
Order, honorable senators. Senator Wakoli, you may proceed.
Mheshimiwa Spika, kulingana na mawasilishi ya mawakili, kumekuwa na mtafaruku kwamba kuna wale walipiga kura kupitia simu na wengine kupitia vipatakalishi. Langu ni je, ama kwa Wakenya waelewe, ni kina nani walipiga kura kupitia simu za rununu na wangapi walitumia kompyuta? Pili, kulingana na uweledi wa mtaalamu huyu, kuna thibitisho kupitia kanda ya video kama sasa jumba la Senate wa Kenya wanafuata moja kwa moja. Kuna thibitisho kwamba waliopiga kura walikuwa ndani ya jumba la County Assembly, ama ni wapiga kura hewa
ambao tu kupitia nambari ulizosema wanathibitishwa. Na mwisho kabisa, wewe kama mtaalam, iwaje hauelewi mfumo, mbinu ama sheria ambazo zapaswa viongozi katika jumba la county kupiga kura? Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Senator Morango James.
Asante sana Mr. Speaker. Nilikuwa nimezima kwa sababu swali lilikuwa nataka kuuliza lilikuwa na Senator Wakoli.
Take your seat, Senator Methu.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I would just want to confirm from the witness who is on the stand, and the witness has taken an oath. There are so many documents here. The witness on the stand has sworn with the Bible. Mr. Witness, just a confirmation. Is it your position before God and before the Senate that indeed 33 MCAs voted or 28 MCAs voted? That would be my first concern. And the second one, do you actually also know the implication of the oath that you have taken before this House if it is later found out, indeed because it can be found out, that not 33 MCAs voted and 28 voted? Do you actually know the implication of that oath that you have taken as a witness before this House?
Senator Abbas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If you go to volume 4A, page 12, if you look at the bulk SMS that has been sent, if you look at the bulk SMS that has been sent, there are 28 out of the 47. So why did the member send, I mean the witness sent only 28 and not 47 as a bulk SMS? Two, you have 47 MCAs, and I think they are all in the chamber at that time. Where are those who abstained and those who have not voted against the governor?
Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me just get some clarification in terms of the IP addresses. I was listening to the counsel for the governor cross-examining the witness and referred to the issue of the IP address. And the first question which was asked, which is what I want clarity, is whether or not one device or two devices can use the same IP address. That is a question. Number two, the question goes to the witness. I want to know whether at the Kericho County Assembly there is a Wi-Fi router or all the MCAs vote using their unique phone numbers. Whether there is one Wi-Fi router that produces one static IP address that is shared among several devices, or whether each of those members of the assembly are using their own phones to be able to vote. And finally, whether the device which was used based on the IP addresses listed on page 29, 30, and 31, the one that you allege were assisted voters, whether the laptop which was used to exercise this vote was sharing the same IP address or the same router or the same Wi-Fi, because I heard you saying that you get fiber from Safaricom. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Witness, you may now respond to those queries.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Senators. I'll start by the question about the Wi-Fi and the users within the Assembly. We have a Wi-Fi that is dedicated to the chambers, and I've said it has a static IP. That's why it's picking exact IP all along. But I'll make my assistant come and clarify very well whether the multiple devices that access. So the multiple access using the static IP, I believe the IP can be used by more than one device. So that's why it happened in several pages here. Number two, members use either laptops or their phones to vote, and we are allocated a laptop in the chambers for voting. On the implication of the oath, I understand, Honorable Senator Matthew, that I know the implications, and on the number of MCAs who voted from the system, I can say as an administrator there are 33 votes casted, and the authenticity of the votes, because there are 4 contesting the votes, is what as an expert at the back end, since I was not in the chambers, cannot confirm. When the members take their stand, they will confirm whether they voted or somebody actually voted on their behalf. On confirmation of votes within, that one I think I've talked about. There is an issue about the firewalls, and I can confirm.
Mr. Witness, is it possible to mention the question that you are responding to? The senator who asked the question.
I didn't note the name of the senators.
Oh.
So I'll just answer them. So on the password generation, where I used the IDs, that was the easiest method for my honorable members of Kericho County Assembly to remember immediately the ID because of the timelines of 5 minutes. I've realized the Senate has got a voting system that is taking a minute because there are these electronic voting machines. Should they have had the electronic voting machines, it could have been faster. So I was thinking of the best way, they can easily log in and cast their votes with the shortest time possible. The issue of alternative voting when the electronic system failed is available in the standing orders where they could have taken a roll call, but at that time the results didn't indicate that there was an error or there was a problem with the votes, since it recorded 33 votes. So the other members who didn't vote remain in pending. That shows they didn't trigger the voting pattern, and that is why under the display dashboard, we only have 0-0 because they didn't log in to either abstain in the system or vote no. I think I can answer those ones. I'm not chosen to answer. I'm trying to. The decision to use data processor, the decision to use data processor or data experts. I think I didn't get that question correct.
Honorable Senators, you know, if the questions have not been answered, it is you to make the decision at the end of the day in one or the other. So you cannot force him to give you answers that he doesn't have. So if you are done, then we can step you down and yes.